Hey guys, it's Ashley, a scrapping nerd, and I'm back today with a layout for Scraplift Crafternoon. It's where a bunch of us get together and we scraplift an amazing layout from someone. And today we are scraplifting this beautiful layout from Wendy, and I just loved this. First of all, the title that's Talk Dinner to Me, and it was of her dogs. I loved it. It was just, it spoke to me. And then the colorful papers and the whole layout. I just thought it was amazing. I mean, everything she does is amazing. All of her information is down below. Make sure you go and you check out her Instagram and give her some love. I mean, like I said, everything is just so good. But I am still working through my creative scrapbook kit, which includes Shamel, Reasons to Smile, and Vicky Booten, Bold and Bright. I also pulled in some bits that I believe are Shamel. I pulled them out of my stash, and I think it's Sparkle City is the actual name of the collection from her. But I pulled in some bits and bobs from that out of my stash to kind of go along with my layout. I am scrapbooking the picture of my husband and I when we went to New York in April, and it's just a picture of us on the like 2 double-decker bus, and then a picture of New York City. And it's crazy because the first day that we were there, it was so foggy, and so the picture looking down Times Square, you can't even see the tops of the buildings. Like, the fog was so low, and it was just kind of gloomy. And then we were bundled up. You could tell that we were not from the East Coast because we were freezing, and so we are all bundled up, and I just love the selfie. So I really liked the 2 kind of color strips that she had on the top and the bottom on her layout, and so I tried to mimic those, and I took this pattern paper that I had the scrap of with the cameras, and I'm gonna put that as kind of my background behind my photos. In her layout, she had different layers on it, and so I will put another kind of flag layer, but first this camera was my main back layer, and then I had this scrap paper that had a bunch of strips of the different squares, and they're ombre, and so I cut each of the strips apart, and then I will cut each of the squares of the strips, and that'll be what I use to create the 2 bits on the top and bottom of the photos. And what I didn't realize was when I was cutting this that the pattern was not they were not the same size, and so my top squares are a little bit bigger than the bottom squares, and that kind of throws me off a little bit. I fiddled around with this layout a lot, and I put a lot of embellishments. I mean, as I always say, like, more is more, and so this layout definitely has like every single ephemera bit that I could get on it, but I absolutely love it. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it might be too busy, but I just love looking at a layout and like seeing all kinds of just little things here and there, and maybe if you looked at it again a second time, you would see something that you didn't see before. I just love that. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at this layout, because I put a lot on it. But I'm still cutting these squares apart, and I'm going to put the purple ombre at the top and orange ombre, and then at the bottom it will be the blue ombre and the yellow ombre colors. And the top has, because like I said, they were bigger squares, there's less of them than at the bottom, and it was bothering me, like I said, so I definitely had to kind of compromise. And the bottom, when I glued it down on the left side, I felt like I used my ruler and tried to measure in the middle to put the middle part of my little strips here and have the colors separate in the middle. And I did that, but because of the weird wonky sizes, the left side of my bottom strip, it didn't reach to the edge of the paper like the right side did. And so you'll see I put some embellishments there just so you couldn't see the bigger gap because it was bugging me. I'm very kind of linear and I like everything to balance, and it just wasn't. And so I made myself a little embellishment cluster down in the corner just to cover that up. And so the inspiration from Wendy, I took a right detour and just threw everything that I have at the layout and absolutely love it. So thank you, Wendy, for the inspiration though, because I would have never done the ombre strips on the top and the bottom, and I think it worked out really good. And I put like the middle ones have 3 layers of foam, and then the next one down has 2 layers, and then 1 layer, and then flat. So the idea was to try to give it dimension, and I believe that Wendy used foam because it looks like dimension, or she's just made it look like that. But it's that's how I interpreted it. So here's where I'm getting all of the layers of the foam down. And so make sure that you guys go and check out everyone that is listed below who is scraplifting Wendy today. I wanted to give a little side shout out to Tara. She's our fearless leader. She just hit 1,000 subbies and I missed her YouTube hop. So I just wanted to tell her congrats on that. And her channel is below as well. So make sure you check out her. And then we have Wendy's Instagram there. Go and see all those amazing layouts. There's loads of inspiration down below. And thank you to everyone that has liked and subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, go ahead and hit those buttons below. I would love to have you over here. And you can see I messed with my back paper a lot. I couldn't decide, but I did end up with the cameras. It was just the best choice for what I was going for here. And I did just a small white photo mat behind the photos just so that they would pop up a little bit and not blend in, but I didn't want to add any more pattern to them. So it's just got the white photo mat to it. And I'm going to kind of tilt those. Since I tilt my strips a little bit, I will tilt my photos some as well. Just to give it a little interest there. And then I had, these little buildings that I had from that Chamel collection. And I wanted them to kind of stagger and look kind of like New York buildings. And so they're all kind of the same size. And so I was trying to figure out how to stagger them, but then hide the fact that they weren't all lined up at the bottom. And so that's when I found this double-decker bus thing, and I think that is from a Simple Stories collection. And I'm just going through the Reasons to Smile and the Bold and Bright ephemera that I have and kind of filling in. I used like a Polaroid over there on the left side. I put stories to tell at the top, and I put the camera there, and you can see I put that like heart balloon down there. I'm trying to cover up that weird space that bothers me, and the little heart balloon won't stay down there on the left. I will do a whole thing to cover that up, but it does stay there for a little bit. And I'm going to take this scrap and do a fishtail banner on either side. And when I cut my fishtail banners, I just fold the paper in half and then cut from the angle. And I separated the pieces so that they would reach all the way across. And then it's kind of funny because I forgot that I was tilting my photos. And so it didn't have anything in the middle. And so you'll see I took another little tiny scrap paper and just put it in the middle so that when my photos were tilted, it looks like this this pink pattern is all the way from right to left, but it's actually kind of broken up. This is where I realized like, oh, there's none in the middle. So I was lucky I had this little scrap paper, and it's funny, it was the exact size that I needed. So it's always funny how like you look at a page, but there's so much piecemealing that goes behind it. Just like when I put that Polaroid square back, I will cut the top right corner of it off and put it behind another photo, and I actually do that a lot. is just trying to spread out my frames around. And so it's just kind of funny that you can paper piece things together and you wouldn't even know in the end. You can see that I found this circle and I was like, oh, this will be perfect to cover up that wonky space there. And so since I'm going to do that, I felt like I had to put more circles around the layout so it wasn't just in that kind of the weird circle just in that spot there. So I kind of scattered those around. There was 3 that were part of the ephemera, and then there's 2 stickers that I also put. But it just getting those wheels around the layout makes it so that the one at the bottom covering up that corner isn't so out of place. And then I put this little arrow says fantastic. I will put down on the left of the left photo, I put you and me, vacation mode, snapshots and stories. I just love wordy bits. And I really liked that postcards, the Sparkle City. It says greetings from Sparkle City. It's like a hologram. So when you look at it different ways, it is like night to day. And I just love that. And so who knows how long I've had that, but it's perfect for us visiting New York and having this picture of Times Square. And then those buildings match my buildings that I put on the right side of that picture. But you can see now I'm just pulling in stuff. I put the rainbow over there with that wheel in that weird spot, and then I'll put a little taxi cab down there. And then these little binder clips I put on the top and bottom strips. Wendy had a binder clip on her strip, and so I pulled inspiration from that. I put another wheel behind the photos, and just finishing up with a little heart in between there. And that is gonna be the layout, guys. Again, thank you to everyone who has taken the time to hang out with me and watch my videos. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.